Marvel's Johnny Marvel, Captain Marvel New Generations. Story takes place in October 17th, 2067. He's currently 13 years old, and here we are. I'm going to be reading off the first panel. Welcome to the first ever episode. The next big thing. So the story setting takes place in the Avengers headquarters, Los Angeles, California, and currently Johnny Marvel and Shang-Chi, as he calls Master Shang-Chi, are currently sparring to help bring out Johnny's new power, because he feels like he has powers, a birthright power from Carol Danvers herself and the father, who is yet to be revealed. Strong specimen. So somewhere takes off. Johnny's already has a bloody mouth. He took a lot of punishment because Shang-Chi is the master of Kung Fu. So of course he's gonna get beaten in the hand-to-hand department. Johnny, he has a little bit of force. Keep in mind, this child is bulletproof. He's almost invulnerable to most of all things on Earth. The only thing that can really pierce through him is vibranium itself, or something of a stronger metal or alloy. Johnny he can get cut up, but he can't really, like penetrate him deep. That's just how much force Shang-Chi has. He doesn't really have to pull back his punches because he knows Johnny can withstand it. He can take that punishment. So he has a bloody mouth already off the rip. He has a bandana to, he likes to wear it, makes him thinks it's all cool and stuff, to build up all the sweat. So, of course, as Johnny goes for the first punch, the finishing blow, keep in mind, they've been sparring for at least 30 minutes in the Avengers headquarters. He's about to go for his finisher, Fist of Despair. It is a dumb nickname Johnny has made up because he always wanted to be an awesome superhero with awesome superhero callouts and a finishing move. So he made this up on his own. To be honest, it's just a regular casual punch. But from a superhuman like Johnny Marvel himself, he calls it the Fist of Despair because he noticed every time he puts all of this force into his right hand, it seems, blue static all around his hand comes out, paying homage to his mother's power he has yet to even tap into. But he knows when he puts his force all into his right hand, a little bit of the power inherited from her comes out. And then, of course, out of absolutely nowhere, Shang-Chi just completely counters it with ease. He doesn't even have to break a sweat on it. It's just, although he put too much force on it, he was off balance. Johnny was off balance. And, of course, Shang-Chi was able to counter it very easily. And then, of course, you have Shang-Chi pushing away his hands and easily kick right up the nose. And now Johnny has a bloody nose. And then Shang-Chi himself says, how many times do I have to say all these flashy moves won't win battles, Jonathan Danvers? He says his full-on government name because he knows his true identity, the son of Carol Danvers. And then Johnny says, you're right, Master, I got carried away. And it's cocky little bastard. He's 13 years old, a child, a teenager. It's crazy that even he's getting all bruised and bloodied up from a very courageous foe, which is Shang-Chi himself, the master of Kung Fu. He did mention something in our sparring match. And Johnny replies back, what, my new move, the Fist of Despair? I just created it. So at the time, Shang-Chi didn't know about his silly names he calls his attacks. No, that attack was about to connect. Something similar was going on with you. Similar meaning the enraged binary mode that Captain Marvel herself has when she powers up and her hair gets all super golden and staticky like electricity. Binary mode. And then Shang-Chi states, perhaps our sparring match must have almost triggered something amazing like some power your mother possessed. Johnny is known for eating junk food all the time. He doesn't care about water, doesn't care about greens or any of that. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. He wants to eat junk food, pizza, chocolate milk. His favorite food of all time is spaghetti. So Shang-Chi obviously knows if he's going to be training at the Avengers headquarters, he will be on a strict balanced diet. But of course, Johnny's not always at the Avengers headquarters. He always can go to back at home with Grandma and Grandpa, and he knows she'll whip him up a 4-course meal of his favorite foods of all time. And Shang-Chi mentions super binary mode is what your mother had. That's what the form looked like. And then Johnny claps back at him. She may be everyone's hero, but she's not a good mother. Keep in mind, in this storyline, she's always off-world. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers herself, is always off-world because, as she stated in previous timelines, aka the Avengers Endgame timeline, not everyone has the Avengers, and that's true. In this timeline, this unified timeline, the one and only timeline, Carol Danvers is still going out there saving other planets from mayhem. So of course she's always off-world, and that ticks off Johnny a lot because he's been practically abandoned by all of his family. Keep in mind, the father has yet to be revealed. He is off-world elsewhere, along with the sister. Johnny has a older sister that he barely even knows because she left with the father. Both of them left off-world while Johnny and Carol stayed back at home on Earth. So, of course, Johnny's going to feel some type of way about that. So now we are back at home in Odessa, Texas, where Johnny really stays at because he just flies from Texas to Los Angeles, California, to the Avengers headquarters. So now we're here back in Texas at Granny Susan's house, along with Grandfather, and it's Johnny's birthday. Fast forward, it was October 17th, now it's October 19th, 2067. And Johnny's about to turn 14. And here we are. Of course, Kamala's there, the godmother. It's obvious that she's the godmother of Johnny because during her teenage years, she was fighting alongside Carol Danvers, so it only made sense as Carol's biggest fan. They grew this close relationship over time, fighting alongside each other, and she became so important to the family. She is literally Johnny's godmother. She takes very much pride in it. So Johnny comes in and hoorah, everyone's clapping and cheering. Kamala, Granny Susan, and Grandfather. But notice no Carol Danvers herself, no Captain Marvel. And then Johnny clearly just has an annoyed look on his face. But he hides it because he wants to be very appreciative of Grandmother and Grandfather and Kamala because they at least show some effort. So he kind of fakes his smile on his face. And now we fast forward around the same time, off-world. Carol just got done defeating this massive Glorag. That's what the monster's called. I don't make the rules. At planet Corville. And she notices that she's telling the inhabitants, well, I'm glad everything worked out. Please let me know if there's more trouble. And, she's back on ship. She flies off. She got a message from S.H.I.E.L.D. themselves that, another planet has been under attack from the reptilian Saurians, planet Repton. And she takes course there. She knows it's going to take a long time to get there. It takes about 2 days on the ship. Because, she could fly, but that will drain a lot of her energy, so she decides to take the ship this time. And she finally realizes that, it's Johnny's birthday, and she's, immediately thrown off, because how could she forget? But at the same time, time is different, and a galaxy far, far away, so it makes sense why time's a little different. So she insists on going there as soon as humanly possible. She literally gets off the ship and just zooms there. She don't care how much energy it drains from her. She just goes there to Repton to handle the business. So, of course, I have it drawn here. You just have to imagine it. One day I'll have this animated. She obviously defeats the enemies. They, as soon as she's seen them defeat the king, the leader, she almost kills him, but then, he begs for mercy, and he gets the mercy, and she forces the Saurian kingpin to stop all this violence, and he agrees. So peace has been restored at Repton. So now she immediately flies back to her ship, draining more energy, already tired as is, and she goes back home on Earth, sets course on Earth, and absolutely floors it. She finally arrives in Johnny's always has this annoying look on his face. Like, how dare you show up this late to the party? And she's like, well, it was technically past your birthday at the time, but I came back in time's current, so it's whatever. And she said, don't worry, we'll have some fun later. I gotta go back. I'm so sorry, Johnny. And of course, Johnny is like, I knew she'd pull this act again. And as Johnny is handed a gift from Carol Danvers herself, it is his very own super suit. And of course, Johnny's like, you know what? This makes up for all the time you have pissed me off by leaving. So finally, Johnny gets the suit. Next episode, it will be revealed. And here we are, fast forward in Wakanda. This is a major turning point. During around the same time on Johnny's birthday, October 19, 2080. Around the same time when the birthday party is going on, they're celebrating, he's showing off, he puts on the costume and all that. We go all the way into Wakanda. And as you can see, a meteor comes shooting straight out. Not directly in Wakanda, because Wakanda has this barrier, right, surrounding it to keep, foreigners off from it. You have to get permission from King T'Challa himself, the Black Panther. So outside of Wakanda, a meteor comes running straight down. It doesn't alert Wakandans because it technically hasn't went inside their barrier, so they have nothing to worry about. They see meteors come down all the time. So when a meteor comes straight down, miles upon miles, probably about a good 15 miles away from Wakanda, a meteor comes running straight down, and a mysterious figure rises up, coming to take back what is his, the vibranium. So next episode, the vibranium retrieval arc will come. Reaper finally arrives on Earth. This is the villain I've been talking about. Some serious stuff's about to go down. Thank you guys so much for watching the very first episode. I'll have a script next time. I'm just going off the pictures I wrote. That is it. The next big thing, Johnny Marvel, Captain Marvel, New Generations, and to be continued.
で打ち鳴らせ叫べ You gotta go 声張り上げ歌え存在をさっと解放て Get away 掲げた限界超えるまで何度でも try 果てしなく広がってゆく世界の中で限りなく繋がってゆくタイムラインの中で確かなことなどないこの孤独な時代迷わせ強い Cause we still believe in magic 僕らが残す奇跡僕らが残す奇跡僕らが起こす奇跡を Never give up, never 諦めないさ Never give up, never